What's going on, everybody? D-Rel, CEO, Travel Money International. Wanted to do a quick report review about Boca Chica, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Went there about 2 weeks ago, had a wonderful time, chilled with some friends, reminisced, drank a lot, ate good. Just want to do a quick review on the town. First of all, if you're not familiar with the Dominican Republic, when you fly in, there's a $10. You have to pay $10 to get in the country. It's kind of like a tourist visa, not even a card. You pay the $10. They give you a receipt. You go to some Dominican guy in a booth. He takes it. They let you in the country. That's first of all when you get into the country. Quick pro quo, quick caveat. Do not change your currency at the airport. The exchange rate is horrible, and they get over on you. Yes, you might not know a lot of Spanish. You might not know where the spots are when you get into Boca Chica, but trust me, you'll be able to find them. The exchange rate at the airport is not that good. I would not recommend it. Also, after you go through customs, you come in the country, the first thing you go to do when you come out the airport, you go to see a whole bunch of cabs. And when you see these cabs, especially if you're going to Boca Chica, that's the only place I know about right now because that's the only place I've been. It is literally a 15 to 20 peso cab ride, which is, no, not 15 pesos. Basically, it's a $20 cab ride, $15 to $20 USD. So if you don't have any Dominican pesos, which is about 1,000 pesos, $21 if I'm not mistaken. If you don't have any pesos, give the guy a $20 bill. Tell him, look, I got $20. I'm going to Boca Chica. They'll take it. They try to rip people off for $30, $35, $40. That's way too much. If you have a Dominican peso, say, look, I got 1,000 pesos. Most of the time, you won't have change. You won't have the, say, 500, 600. You won't have the change unless you're a frequent traveler to that country. But most of the time, you'll just have American dollars. I got $20. They'll try to haggle you. Also, don't fall victim to the tourist trap. And when I say the tourist trap, when you're going into, say, you're going to regular stores that are outside. In Boca Chica, the Dominican Republic, they have a strip. It's called Durante. I don't know, I might be butchering the name. But there's a strip where they have outside vendors. And a lot of outside vendors, they sell Presidentes and cigars, this, that, and the third. When you buy something, always get your change. If they can take advantage of you, they will take advantage of you. It's nothing personal. Some people are just green. They're real non-frugal with their money. They just give it out. Gave the guy I think it was a 500 peso note. Bought some Presidente. He said, no change. I said, come on now. Let's be real. He looked at me, giggled it off, gave me my change. We became having a business relationship, and while I was down there, that was the place where I got my Presidente. I don't know the name of his store, but it was cold. They were chilling. We joked. They knew me and the people I were with were not green tourists. Also, as far as drinking water, you go to the store, you buy your own bottled water. Do not drink the drinking water. Depending on what hotel you stay in, a lot of the hotels, the water's not safe to drink. It has bacteria in it. You will get Montezuma's revenge. You will be on the toilet throughout your whole vacation. Now, let's talk real quickly about the beach. The beach is beautiful. There might be other beaches in the Dominican Republic. I haven't been there yet. Don't judge me. But my opinion on this beach, it was very compressed. It was very claustrophobic because you had restaurants on one side. Immediately you had the beach. And then right next to the beach, you had the water. There wasn't a big space. And literally sometimes if you wanted to walk down the beach, you had to walk onto the stores. And it was like you were cliff jumping or rock climbing or going around a whole bunch of obstacles. And you're in the Dominican Republic. There's not a lot of jobs out there. You have people selling you their wares. I don't mind hagglers. I'm in their country. They have to make a living. I respect their hustle. Only thing you got to do is say no. If you give them any sort of attention, they will follow you to the pits of fucking hell. Excuse the language. But if you just say no, keep it moving, keep looking straight. But if you, no, I don't want it, and say, please get away, they're going to keep haggling and haggling and haggling because you got to understand. There's no McDonald's. There's no Burger King. There's no fast food. There's no real big infrastructure. Everything is mom and pop owned. You know, where I was at, I only seen one grocery store. Supermercado, one supermarket in the whole town of Boca Chica that I've seen. You know, and also, like I said, there's a lot of people out there, they're going to be selling their stuff. They might sell fruit. They might sell beads. They might sell cigars. They will try to sell you anything that you want if you give them the time of day. The only thing you got to say is no. Point your finger, no, 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 no. Keep moving. One more thing, well, maybe one or two more things. The beers are cold. The Presidentes, that's the beer that everybody drinks. You get a big Presidente for 125 pesos, which is about the same price in the United States, which is about $2.50. That's what everybody drinks out there. You're not going to see a lot of Corona. You're not going to see any Budweiser and things of that nature. As far as the overall, the overall, the overall definition of my trip or how I felt out there, number one, I felt very safe. There's a police presence out there. The people were friendly. They're just out there trying to sell stuff to make their money. The food was great. I went to some restaurant. I don't know the name. I have pictures on my Instagram and Facebook. 250 pesos. You get a big thing of rice with chicken or a big old fish with the fish head about this big, more than you can eat. Again, they have supermarkets depending on what hotel you stay in. We stayed in a hotel, oh shoot, I forgot the name because I'm recording live. But I'll put all of that in the Facebook. But depending on what hotel you have, if you have a hotel or you're doing an Airbnb with a kitchen and you could cook, your best bet will be to go to the supermarket, buy your food. The food is not that expensive. Remember, you're in the Caribbean. The cheapest thing that I've seen there is water. It's like a bizarro America because the things that are real cheap in America cost a lot. Oreo cookies are extremely expensive, I guess, because they're imported. Chips and certain snacks are very expensive. But things like water, you get a big thing of Dasani water for $1 and some change, or any kind of water. Their local, the water that they bottled and that's purified and that is ready for human consumption is very cheap. Overall, Boca Chica, the Dominican Republic, I had a great time. Thank you for letting me in your country. I will be back. One thing, the hotel we was in, and I guess it was all in the area. Sometimes they have roaming blackouts because it's so hot out there. But the lights went off for about 3 seconds. This happened about 2 times. Lights went off for about 3 seconds, came back on, everything regenerated. It's cool out there. You want to go out there with your buddies. You want to go out there with your friends, your family, this, that, and the third. It's a beautiful place. Okay, yeah, one more thing. Durante Avenue. I know I'm butchering the name. I apologize. At night around 7 o'clock, because that's a big strip where they have a whole bunch of restaurants. You could exchange your pesos. If you're going to exchange your pesos, if you want to exchange your dollars, do it on Durante Street. They'll have the exchange rates. And if you didn't spend a lot of money in pesos, re-exchange it back to the United States dollar so you don't get screwed over bringing back money that you can't use. But they have restaurants. They have pizza, Italian. They even have a daggone Chinese restaurant. Yeah, a Chinese restaurant in the Dominican Republic. We'll talk about that later. But anywho, up and down that whole street, you have stores that selling beers, cigars, food, clothes, paintings, it's a whole strip of just business out there. Around 7 o'clock, they shut down the road. And it's literally basically exclusive. It's like a little party going on. And they bring out chairs and tables and people sit down, drink their beers, eat their meals. You don't have to go inside of the restaurants. They bring the tables outside. You can eat outside. The food is reasonable. The food is good, And like I said, you have a whole bunch of people out there trying to solicit you to be a patron to their restaurant, eat the food, which is no problem. This is how they make their money. Don't judge them. I don't see it as a bad thing. I wish if a whole bunch of people in the United States had at least a little bit of the hustle as these Dominicans do in the Dominican Republic, everybody in the United States would be rich. Overall, I give Boca Chica, the Dominican Republic, an 8 on my scale from 1 to 10. It was a beautiful place. Really didn't have anything bad to say. I felt safe. The people were wonderful. The food was wonderful. The hotel we stayed at was wonderful. One more thing. A lot of people like to go to different parts of the Dominican Republic. Some people want to go to Punta Cana, Puerto Plata. I don't know too many other spots. And depending on what part of the United States you're in, I'm in Georgia. It's cheaper to fly into Santo Domingo and Santiago if I want to fly into the Dominican Republic. If I wanted to fly into Puerto Plata, which is another hub in the Dominican Republic, it would be about a $900 flight. What I've seen a lot of people doing, they'll fly, when I was there, they'll fly into Santo Domingo, come to Boca Chica, and these from the people that I met, and if they wanted to go to different areas, there's a bus that takes you from, say, Boca Chica to Puerto Plata, and it's like $8 American. It might be a 4-hour ride, but if you're on vacation and you're by yourself and you're into adventure and scenery and you're taking a lot of pictures, you could wake up in the morning, get on that bus, leave Santo Domingo or leave Boca Chica at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, get to Puerto Plata by maybe 1 o'clock, which is not bad for $4. And the buses are not third world buses. These buses look better than Greyhound. It was amazing. I seen the buses. They looked air conditioned. They looked up to date. They looked comfortable. They didn't look like everybody was boxed in like you were being transported from a prison. Nah, these were nice luxury daggone buses. I think it's about $7, $8. I don't know how many pesos that is. Maybe 200. It was real. It looked real good. So that's always an option to save you money from flying from one part of the United States to the Dominican Republic that you really want to go to. The hotels are cheap. They have a whole bunch of resorts. They probably have a whole bunch of Airbnbs. Overall, I had a great time. Quick video, my overall experience in Boca Chica. I didn't do the club scene. I'm too old. I was with my buddies. We were chilling, reminiscing, having buddy time. You know what I'm saying? We really don't do the clubs. We're all married. This, that, and the third. We just had a good time. It's a good place to, sometimes you need to just reset. And that's what we did. Dominican Republic, I appreciate you for having me. I hope to see you soon. D-Rail, Travel Money, International, peace.